Hello, my name is Karen Pinney and I'm going to share the research I conducted about Asort Tours in terms of the rail provision for disabled passengers. Having understood the needs of disabled passengers, I proceeded to interview 50 people and use their comments in order to identify areas that could be improved. So Asort Tours had identified that they needed to improve, and so the reason for this research was to explore things that they did that could be improved. And as a result of this research, therefore, my intention was that it would help Asort Tours to come up with ways of improving their provision. In order to do that, my aim was to investigate the ways that Asort Tours could improve the rail transport provision for disabled passengers. And as you can see on the slide, I had 5 objectives that took me through the process for finding out this information. A big problem with the way that I conducted the research was that by identifying people as disabled and therefore questioning them, I was immediately ignoring those people that had hidden disabilities. So the outcomes of this research is only really relevant to people with visible disabilities. For example, people in wheelchairs, with a hearing aid, with a white cane, those kind of disabilities. And based on these interviews that I conducted, you can see on table 1 that there were lots of comments. And so I've sort of summarised the main themes of the comments, looking at the number of people that gave each comment and dividing them into the negatives, these are negatives, and the positive comments, and then summarising it at the top. You can see there were almost twice as many negative comments as positive for the booking process. In terms of the accessibility of information, as you can see in my summary, 5 positive comments, 45 negative comments. This is even more drastic than the previous category. The comments about the arrival at the station were slightly more positive than the previous 2 aspects, but still much more negative than positive, as you can see. Again, when looking at boarding the train, the comments were more negative than positive. And the final set of comments that I looked at were about the actual journey overall. And again, the same pattern emerged. There were more negative comments than positive comments. So I was able then to actually read in more detail the comments and to try and look at ways that these might be able to be resolved. These charts show the other findings from my research, that overall the comments were more positive than negative in terms of whether they were asked to rate their assistance for the overall journey, which seems to conflict with the other information. So I need to investigate a little bit more. And also perceptions of the behaviour of staff was generally quite good. So perhaps during the interviews people were just focusing on the areas that could be improved. In summary then, overall, according to those 2 charts, customers are quite happy with the service that was provided, but did identify a number of ways it could be improved. And here you can see the list of the ways based on the comments made by the customers.